I see where Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, and Jim Jordan, Judiciary Committee Chairman, had a press conference, the two of them together. That must have been the most vacuous back and forth since Abbott and Costello did Who's on First. I don't know. No, he's on third. Who's on third? No, who's on first? What? He's on second. What did these two guys talk about that had any substance to it? They've done nothing. Nothing. Biden has run roughshod over the House, over the entire country, and these two guys got together and held an Abbott and Costello press conference. I'd love to have been the press. I would have said to him, excuse me, Mr. Johnson, quick question. You said that the $68 billion for the grifter dictator, Zolo Zelensky, was, this is a quote, dead on arrival, then you pushed it through, thereby encouraging Biden to go ahead and give long-range nuclear-capable missiles to Zelensky and tell him to start launching them into civilian populations of Russia. Then when you were questioned as to why you did it, you said you prayed all night and God told you to do it. Mr. Mikey, are you telling us God told you to lie? Because in both the Old and New Testament it says, "Thou shalt not lie," and the Bible also tells us God will never tell you in a private conversation to do something the Bible told you not to do. Who's on first? Who's on first? Mr. Jordan, have you done anything to curtail the profligacy of the members of the Biden administration cabinet? How many of you impeached? All of whom could be impeached. Cardone, the education secretary, pushed pornography into elementary school libraries and male sexual perverts into little girls' restrooms. Have you talked to him about it much? Now, you might say, well, there's not much I can do. What? He's on second. Now, you could, there's this thing called the power of the purse, which is delegated to the House of Representatives. You could push through cutting off his damn funding. It's the power of the purse. It's your right. It's in the Constitution. Check on it. It's there. It's there. You know, Mary Kimmler, one of his top aides went and conspired with Bragg in New York on the bogus charges against Trump up there that he's been convicted of now. Have you brought this guy in and asked him about it? And then when he denied it, held him maybe in contempt and threw his butt in jail? Where? Oh, he's in right field. It had to have been a who's on first routine, Abbott and Costello, because these guys have really done nothing. So all I can imagine is they had some good banter. Okay, some good banter. If you had impeached Mayorkas and the Senate's failing to act, why aren't you having, Mr. Johnson, I'll address this one to you, daily press conferences saying, what happened to our impeachment? Why don't you, there's a subway, if I'm not mistaken, it's a walkway subway, or you can take the little trolley car that goes from the House side to the Senate side. Have you thought about riding over there or maybe walking over and going onto the floor of the Senate? You can do that and saying, where the hell's our impeachment? Where in the hell's our impeachment? If you want to vote it down, at least vote it, Mr. Schumer. You know, it's time for some tough actions. Biden is a damn moron, but he's taken tough actions against you in the House, Mr. Jordan and Mr. Johnson. Why can't you take some tough actions back? Or are you just going to do Abbott and Costello until you walk off to the laughter and applause of the left-wing media? Folks, come November 5th, we need to clean house. Little Mikey, bye-bye, gone. You know, if I'd stick Marjorie Taylor Greene in the speakership. Which reminds me, when Marjorie had the little rat-faced Fauci, the man responsible, as far as I'm concerned, for innumerable deaths, not from COVID, but from his vaccine he forced everybody to take. And Marjorie called him Mr. And your people said, you can't do that. Did you call those people in the carpet and say she can do whatever she damn well pleases? It's a free country. Did you call in the chairman of the committee where Fauci was and say, why did you sit there and tell Anthony Mengele Fauci, the man who we know now lied about masks, lied about social distancing, lied about the number of deaths from COVID? Why did you fawn over him and tell him how much you appreciated him and what a debt American society? Why did you do that? I would have asked little Mikey Johnson that. Did you call that chairman of that committee? I can't remember his name now. Probably my mind wipes it out because I was so disgusted by him. Call him on the carpet and ask him about it. Folks, we need some toughness there. So let's get Marjorie Taylor Greene in there. As far as Jordan, let's get him aside and say, we need to take some of that mouth that you've got, always talking, and put some action to it. We need you to put some walk in your talk. Okay? Enough hat. We need some cattle. All right? So come November 5th, let's get about 20. The CR PAC is working to get 20 MAGA Republicans in the House, and then let's just wipe out those who have just run out on us. Okay? Let's do this thing.